Hey guys, how's it going? Ron, Don, and a special guest. We have Lynn here to talk about J. Cole's fifth record, KOD. Well-renowned artist, rapper, hip-hop fame. He's on his fifth album. You just want to jump into it?
Well, let's first start off by talking about the title, KOD.
Oh,
it has three different meanings to it. You have Kids on Drugs, you have King Overdose, and Kill Our Demons.
Yeah, when you listen to it, you can definitely tell in the lyrics, those are like the three kind of things just piecing together this puzzle. So let's get into this first track, KOD. Dennis, what'd you think?
KOD was good. It was probably the best song of the album. It was like one of the only memorable ones.
Why do you think that? What about the track?
I think it was a lot more like upbeat compared to the other songs. The other songs are kind of boring.
It was a little bit repetitive, but I think his flow just kind of... And it's also one of the more exciting instrumentals on the album, too, with that bass doing what it does.
Yeah,
it's a good track.
Yeah, it's like a catchy verse, too.
Yeah, it's very catchy. My favorite part about this track is the ending, when he's like listening off all these drugs, and then he ends with the word love. Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty clever. Oh, also, we forgot to mention, there was an intro. There's a woman talking about, making a good and bad decision. What will you do? It asks you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we go to Photograph, the technically third song on the album. What'd you think?
Again, Photograph wasn't I honestly forgot half the song.
Yeah.
It was nowhere near it. It was not memorable at all. It was kind of boring, to be honest.
It's one of those songs that plagues the record a little bit with its production, where there's definitely not a lot there in the production to make you excited. The hook's fine though.
Yeah,
it's got a good hook.
It's an interesting song. What he does so well with this album though is the lyrical content with it. And what I like about the song Photograph is in the song he has the line, "Love today's gone digital and it's messing with my health." That's super deep because it's something that happens with everyone, because technology is everyone's stuck in their phones and everything. So he's kind of pointing that out, and I really like that a lot, what he does with it. So J. Cole's lyrics throughout this whole album is just phenomenal.
Yeah, his flow is really good and everything, but some of the beats are just trash. They're so boring, and there's nothing extra to it, and there's no it doesn't really stand out from every other artist's album.
Yeah, I get that.
This song definitely has kind of a more just boring instrumental, kind of the rest of the album, and just want a little bit more.
But yeah, that's definitely one thing that plagues the rest of the album, is that the instrumentals are just super boring. And that's one issue that I've had with the rest of the J. Cole records. For Your Eyes Only, his fourth album, the lyrical content again was really great and very introspective, but then you just get bored because of the production. There's just not that much to it.
If you're not focusing on the lyrics, it's just kind of something you'd put on in the background to listen to,
Yeah. And I'm going to compare him to Kendrick just a little bit in this, because he definitely does a lot of things like Kendrick, the lyrics. Kendrick is a very good songwriter, and so is J. Cole. But what Kendrick does differently is he has these exciting instrumentals that you never know where they're going to go. And that's kind of what differentiates, and it's just kind of like J. Cole's in his shadow a little bit. So, we get to the third song, The Cutoff, featuring Kill Edward, who is really just J. Cole using a voice-changing thing, and I like that choice. I like that choice.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I like this song, it's just too repetitive, and the one thing I like with this instrumental, he actually adds a distant piano in it, which is really interesting, and it adds a lot to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is definitely a production-wise improvement upon Photograph.
Yeah, I like it so much more than Photograph, even though the beginning is kind of it's catchy. It's really catchy. I'd listen to it, but again for Photograph, I wouldn't go out of my way to choose that song to listen to, honestly.
And his flow is a little different on this one. His voice kind of changes by the end of the song, which I kind of like, because in Photograph and KOD, his voice was just kind of the same throughout. And on this one, he shows a little bit more variety, so that's a new thing for this record. So then we move on to ATM.
I understand the message he was trying to get through with the song, but like repeating count it like 50 times is not the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. When you're trying to be super deep, because like that's what he's trying to do with this. That's what he tries to do with his albums ever since 2014. But it's like when you make a repetitive, like more.
It's more of like a hype song, you know.
Like, if it's hype, I get that there's a different vibe, and when you're trying to be a little more, deep, the repetition just kind of overshadows that, and you kind of lose the message. So I get what you're saying there.
This song definitely fits with the theme of the album, so it definitely fits in there because I read that it like ATM, automated teller machine, but he also calls it like addicted to money, and this album's about like drug addiction. So money could also be seen as kind of that like drug that people are addicted to.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really clever to like talk about that, but yeah, it's just really repetitive.
Yeah, it's an issue that should be talked about, but the instrumental and even the lyrics on this one don't really do it for me.
But then he does it like he does it again with the next song, Motivate.
Yeah, so
like literally the next song in the album is just motivate.
Yeah, the next one is called Motivate with an 8 at the end instead of ATE, which, you know, great.
That's when you know. That's when you know. Lyrical genius.
Yes.
But he definitely uses repetition a lot on this song too, and not only is it repetitive, it's just in the same exact repetition as ATM.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference between those two songs.
Yeah, he does a lot of little clever things that you don't really think of. Like for this song, he says the words "I'm feeling alive," like repeating, but he adds this like crescendo thing to it. So like the song's about like wanting to gain more money, and like as you gain more money, you start to feel more alive, and that's like kind of adding to that like addiction problem. So I mean, it's clever. He has a lot of little clever things to it, but it's not enough to like save the song.
Yeah, and neither is the instrumental.
Yeah.
But then the album picks back up, and we go to Kevin's Heart.
Oh, dude, I fucking love that song.
Why?
Okay, so first of all, it's about Kevin Hart, which is like he's like one of my all-time favorite comedians. 2, it's about his cheating scandal, and he kind of like shines light on it. How I don't know, it kind of justifies Kevin Hart like cheating on his wife, but like that's still not okay. But like the song still kind of justifies it, and like I don't know, the music video of that song was also really good.
Yeah, I think this is another one with better production than the last two. It's kind of just one of those that saves the album for me a little bit, differentiates it.
Clever lyrics, I like it a lot. It's just the instrumental is a little boring for me.
I like the instrumental. I really like that.
It's just with this whole album, I just wish there was more happening in the back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with like a trap beat, but when it's on the whole album, it just gets so repetitive, and you just can't differentiate it. When you add more sounds into it, that's like the best thing to do, because then it differentiates the songs, get more variety, and it's not as boring. So I think this song does it a little bit, at least a little bit better than ATM and Motivate.
It's one of the better songs on the album.
And then we get to a pretty interesting song called Brackets.
Yes, about climbing those tax brackets.
Yeah. This is just one of those songs that are hard to talk about because there's just not much besides the lyrical content. Because I mean, I enjoy that on the song, but
the lyrics are really good in this, and it's good because like the chorus is just him going "whoa yeah" the whole time, but like that's not the main focus of the song.
No,
which is not. I like that a lot.
1, it's not the main focus of the song, and 2, it's not in every song.
Yeah.
So that makes it stand out. And then we probably get to my favorite song, or at least my second favorite maybe, An Addict. Pretty good song.
Yeah, this one, he basically just spit bars the whole song, which I really liked. There wasn't really like a beat to it. Like there was a little bit, but it wasn't like the main focus of the song.
Yeah, it was more atmospheric.
Yeah, it was more like actual bars instead of...
Yeah. This is one of those songs that changes up structures. He doesn't really have a hook or a change up on the song at all. He's just, like Dennis said, he's just spitting bars.
Yeah, it's focused more on the story and the lyrical content of this one. It's about his mother, like, and her alcoholism, I believe. And,
his mom and her addiction and,
Yeah,
and
and
not
it's-
being there for him.
Kind of about his struggles
This is a
too
deep song.
with that. And like this song is really good. I love how there's no hook to it, and it's focused on the story. And so the last lines of this track, when he says, "Life can bring much pain. There are many ways to deal with this pain." Then it says, "Choose wisely." I was like,
And that calls
Whoa.
back to the intro of what the narrator said. So it's a nice little
yeah.
tie-in.
So it goes with the album. So
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a concept album.
Yeah.
Then we move on to Friends, which is another one featuring this Kill Edward character, which again is him.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Yeah, this is one of the better like flows. It sounded really smooth, like towards the end especially.
Yeah, I really enjoy how his voice gets angrier towards the end, and how just the song really gets more aggressive.
Yeah.
But the instrumental does stay the same, and I was thinking while I was listening to the song, I was like, I need to change up. But then it happened, and his voice got like angrier, and his flow started to change up a little bit more. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
quite a
like
bit.
this song and Once an Addict really shows that he's actually like a really good rapper. So a lot of people think he's just like a soft rapper and he doesn't like really spit any bars, but these two songs especially, and like GOMD, that was a good fucking song.
Yeah.
All those like just show his like lyrical talent.
And then we move on to Window Pane, one of my favorites. I like how this song has that kid telling the story in the beginning, and the flow really matches his like tone of voice.
Yeah,
and
you
everything.
can really tell that this is like a super personal song for him, and I like that when you can feel the emotion in the song.
Then we move on to a supposed Lil Pump diss.
Not a diss. Alright, so first of all, 1985, I love the song. And like this whole story of like this whatever beef they have is like really stupid. So Lil Pump made a song called Fuck J. Cole, and it was so stupid. He just, Fuck J. Cole, Fuck J. Cole. It was so bad. And then like J. Cole responded by this, and like he wasn't really dissing Lil Pump, he was just like, act like an adult. Like you're making so much money, so many people listen to your music, and
was that what it was? Did
was like a
Lil Pump put out the song first?
Yeah, and like there was no like he didn't have a reason to put out the song. He just made a song. Really cool, really cool.
Yeah.
And then this song, it's not really like a diss. It's like a lesson. It's like like that line. What was it? I hope you're not as dumb as you look. That was like a funny line, but like it's serious. Like Lil Pump, he looks pretty stupid, but
yeah, it's really J. Cole just going like, what are you doing, dude? Just like
Yeah.
no one's gonna care about what you're talking about when they grow up.
Yeah.
And
like he said a line of like, what's your impact? Like what are you gonna impact by singing Gucci Gang over the course of 5 minutes?
Yeah, he does it very humbly. Like he definitely like he respects him as an artist, but like he's like you need to get your head in the right place if you want to go far. But yeah, I like how again there's like no hook to the song. It's literally just him.
It's a story. It's like another story too.
Yeah.
Like this is like my either top favorite, like top second favorite song. It's really good.
He's got a really good flow in this song, and it's got a good message.
And it's the intro to his next album, The Fall Off.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. But okay, so we're done talking about it. So let's get into our likes. Evan, what did you like most?
What I really liked about this album are that his lyrics are phenomenal, and like the theme that the album brings off is really good, and just his storytelling is really good with this one. And I think that he brings up really good and important topics, and he does it in a unique way, which I really like about it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. Also, another thing that I like about this album is his structures for the songs are not all the same, and they kind of differentiate. Sure, the beats are a little boring, and that's like one thing that I really dislike about the album. It's super boring at times.
Like half the songs sound the same.
Yeah, but it's just like it sounds the same with the beats, but it doesn't sound the same with the structures, which is it's not easy to make songs have different structures. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, like this album shows like how good J. Cole could be. He flowed really well with the beats, and like the songs were very catchy, but like he could do so much better. Like he could do so much more with his lyrics.
Yeah, he really, it's just a lot of potential in all of his albums. Really,
it is a good album. Like
Overall, yeah.
It is a pretty good album.
It's one of his best. If you compare it to the others, I'd say it's one of his best. But compared to other rap artists and other rap albums, it kind of falls to the bottom.
No, you can't compare it.
Yeah.
J. Cole's album.
Like the only thing I wish he would have done more of is adding more to like the instrumentals in the back. Like he has that beat and he kind of has an overlaying like kind of synth thing happening, but like I just want more happening so that it stands out and you don't get lost in the like just instrumental.
Yeah.
So
I kind of just want to be interested the whole time, but like ATM and Motivate and you know it just keeps me disinterested because the beat's so boring and while being repetitive. I feel like in his next album, I hope that he doesn't do another song where it's like repetitive lyrics but with a boring slow beat.
yeah.
I hope he has a super upbeat instrumental with like a lot going on. Then I think it'll sound fine with repetitive lyrics. It'll sound like just a fun song.
Yeah.
So Dennis, out of A through F, what would you give this album?
C plus.
Brandon, what would you give this album?
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you, honestly.
C plus
C
is
plus.
a passing grade.
Yeah, it's average, but what keeps me interested is the lyrics and his potential.
Yeah, I am grading higher than they are. I'm giving it a B. Simply, like the only negative I had with it were the beats were just a little boring, but everything else about the song, like all the songs, I really enjoyed. Besides the like a couple where he like repeats a lot and it's kind of like okay, dude, like say something else. But like, yeah, that's like the only negatives I had, and so I really enjoyed and I love the lyrical contents of this album.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, J. Cole, KOD, tell us what you think. Let us know if you want Lynn to appear on the show more. Catch us next time.
Thanks for watching.
Structures.
That's like his main thing. Same structure, same structure.
Look,
same
man,
structure.
because when you write
I know,
verse, chorus,
I
verse,
know.
chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, every song sounds the same, and it's so predictable, and it gets boring. I get bored. You can't do much when you're using the same formula for every single thing. It's like it's like if Mountain Dew.
I know.
It's okay.
I know.
I'm sorry.